guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and this is April TBR Pursuit. Here's the board, in case you guys wanted to see it. I'm not going to hold it because it's huge. I will link the playlist for TBR Pursuits Past up in the cards, and I will also link the original creator Jade down in the down bar below. This is my 4th month doing this. I love this game. Before we get into April's rolls though, I want to talk about how I did in March. Here is my March stack. I read Lock Every Door as a booktuber mystery thriller favorite. I read Honey Girl as an adult contemporary romance. I read Marlena as lowest rated YA contemporary on my TBR. I read The Lifeboat as a gifted historical fiction. I read The Four Winds as a historical fiction over 400 pages, and then I'm currently in the middle of and will finish by the end of the month Crown of Midnight. This was fantasy continuation of a series. So another successful TBR completed. All right, let's get into the rolls. Roll number 1. What do I want for my first roll? Let's do mystery thriller. Can you find a backlist book? Roll number 1, mystery thriller. The prompt is to find a backlist. I chose The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I got this from Book of the Month last year, so this came out a year ago next month. I'm really excited to get to it. It is a thriller set at an island at a wedding where during the reception someone is found dead. There's also like a storm, so everyone's trapped on the island, and that just has everything in it that I want in a thriller. So really excited to finally get to this one. Roll number 2. Adult contemporary. Find the next book in a series. Roll number 2. I landed on adult contemporary. The prompt is to read the next in a series. I did have a couple choices for this, but ultimately I chose The Wedding Party by Jasmine Guillory. This is the 3rd book in the Wedding Date companion series. It follows a new set of characters, but I will get a glimpse into the other characters' lives, which I love, and this is a hate to love romance, which I also love. So really excited to get to this one, and this cover is absolutely gorgeous. Her dress and the gold on here is sparkly, and that's amazing. Roll number 3. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another adult contemporary, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another mystery thriller. Let's do mystery thriller. Can you find a domestic thriller? Roll number 3. I landed on Orange, which is a mystery thriller again, and for this the prompt was find a domestic thriller. For this I chose Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. This is one of my most anticipated releases. It is also the pick for the Literally Dead book club for April, so really excited to get to this one. I'm a little nervous because the reviews that I've seen have not been great, but I'm really hoping that I like it. This is about a woman who has a one-night stand the night of her bachelorette party, and the guy shows up on their honeymoon, I think, to confront her. I don't know. It just sounds crazy, and I just love shit like that, so sign me up. Roll number 4. 2. So I can either do other or other, either way. So, okay. Other. Name a gothic lit novel. Roll number 4. I landed on Yellow, which is other. The prompt for that was to find a gothic novel, and for that I chose Jane Steele by Lindsay Fay. This is a YA retelling of Jane Eyre. Now, I have not read Jane Eyre myself. I do have it on my shelf. I do plan on reading it at some point, so hopefully this does not affect my enjoyment of the novel, but I am really excited to get to it. This was a booktube darling many years ago. Everyone loved this book, so I'm really hoping that I also enjoy it. It's been on my shelf for many, many years. Roll number 5. So we have adult contemporary or fantasy. I'm gonna go with fantasy. Can you find a fantasy less than 500 pages? Roll number 5. I landed on Green, which is fantasy. The prompt for that was to read a fantasy that's less than 500 pages, and I chose Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is a sci-fi fantasy. It is also the Goth Lit Book Club's pick for April, and I'm really intimidated, but I'm really excited. This is like pre-Columbian, set in pre-Columbian times, I think. It has like Mexican and Native folklore and mythology intertwined in it. And I've heard good and bad things about it, so I'm excited to see what I think. I do like Rebecca Roanhorse's writing. I read The Trail of Lightning. I read that last year. I absolutely loved it. It was great. So I think I'm really gonna like this too. And the book is absolutely gorgeous, so excited to get this one. And the sixth and final roll. 3. 1, 2, 3. YA Contemporary, or 1, 2, 3 other. Let's do YA Contemporary. Name a book set in a school. And the final roll, I landed on blue, which is YA Contemporary, and the prompt for this was to pick a book set in a school. I actually had a hard time with this one. I couldn't find anything set in a school that was YA, but I finally came up with something, and that is The Ravens. This is by Cass Morgan and Danielle Page. This one takes place actually at a college, which I'm going to count as a school. It is a YA, and it takes place in a sorority of witches. So, I mean, what's not to like? The cover of this is really pretty, and I haven't heard anyone talking about this, but as soon as I heard about it, I knew I needed to pick it up. I mean, you don't see a lot of college stories, and there's a sorority involved in witches, and that just sounds fantastic to me. So that completes my TBR Pursuit TBR, but there is one other book that I'd like to get to this month, so let's talk about that really quick. I'm slowly making my way through the Throne of Glass series, so the next in the series is Heir of Fire, and I would really like to read it this month. I am loosely participating in the tog-along. I keep missing the live shows, but I am still reading one book a month, so that way I will have these done by the end of the year. I've only read up until the 4th book, so I really need to just continue reading them. I'm quite enjoying them. I'm reading Crown of Midnight right now. I enjoy them. They're good. They're quick. I mean, these books are pretty hefty. I don't believe I loved this one, but I think I've read it twice. This will be my 3rd time rereading this, but I'm starting to get closer to the books that I haven't read yet, so that'll be fun for me. So I want to get to this as well. So here's my stack. It looks a little hefty, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little intimidated. I mean, I have this huge chunker here. Black Sun I'm very scared of, but I do have some YA on here. I have some mystery thrillers on here. And then also, what you guys don't see is Every Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. That's also part of this. So I do have a few thrillers and some YA, some romance. So I should be okay. I'm just really scared about Black Sun. I'm just intimidated. I'm not a sci-fi reader. I feel like a lot of it goes over my head, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm going in with an open mind, so we'll see what happens. If you guys have read any of these or you want to read any of them, let me know. Maybe we can do a little buddy read. I love them. And yeah, I think that's it. Leave me a dice emoji down below, and if you don't have emojis, leave me a smiley face or a heart. That way I know you guys were here and you liked what you watched. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, and I'll talk to y'all later.